Look, our brother went easy on you. You should be with Hades.
I only have to push this one last...
Stop spinning! Stop spinning! Stop spinning!
Here
Stop
it
spinning.
comes. I can
Stop
feel it.
spinning. Stop spinning!
It's just a lesson
Stop
you've
spinning.
learned.
Stop spinning!
When you mess with
Stop
us
spinning.
Olympians, that's how
Stop
you
spinning.
end
Stop
up.
spinning.
Dear humans,
Stop spinning.
please remember they are immortal, but you're mortal.
Stop spinning.
You'd better use their fire that I gave you to appease them with burnt sacrifices. This bird really loves liver.
Quit your whining, you're a sad guy. Sad guy. All you punks should get to beat down my dad guy. Dad guy. I trapped them in Tartarus for being a fat slob. Fat slob. He ate all my siblings and freed them and staged a flash mob. Calling up the Cyclops, one squad and the 100 hand beings. Von Slam Dunk to eat grandpa. The Titanic sunk my own man harbor. Sick habits cause of my grandfather, who was sort of hostile toward his kids. Though it's shameful, the purpose of the story is to explain how the world had its origins in violence. These were orally reported myths, till Wright gave you poems to record them in. Epic tales of old were
Hidden Homer.
passing the facts on our pantheon's 12 main deities and many minor gods and spirits gather in natural habitats, but I can't stand that Percy Jackson and his half-man Brackham trash bags like a gang of backpacking scamming hacks. Apples your knapsack. Actually, my anger's irrational, because every generation comes up with new interpretations, ways to add to the work of the past, so it lasts and expands like the Romans changing our divine names where you readapted in Latin. Now you have us as planets. We inspire your culture and art with your ads and your fanfics and athletic brand, and granted our human attributes are attractive, you can understand our passions and our tragic interactions with these backstabbing uncles like Atlas. Titan, quit your whining, you're a sad guy. Sad guy. All you punks should get to beat down my dad guy. Dad guy. So holding the sky up isn't such a bad job. Bad job. Glorify Mount Olympus, but put some pants on. Pants on. Show respect for the tallest, peeking all the Greeks from a throne in the gods in command are. I'll start off introducing Artemis and Apollo, my two twins. Archery is what they're called, and to do if you insult their mom, show an arrogant and prideful gall known as hubris. But your hunting skills improve with her approval, and your music grooves when you get in tune with Apollo. He produces the muses. He would drop prophecies through his oracle at Delphi. People came from all over Greece, wanted to figure out their destinies. Many politicians made decisions based on words they received. Even going to war, opening the door to my son who loves savagery. With their army slaying each other aimlessly because of Ares and his violent rage. If they were saying they were praying to my daughter Athena and waged a strategic war campaign. Though her birth really racked my brain, I heard she would take my place, but she's all about wisdom. Never eat the mom before the kid comes. Hey, she's not your wife. How easily it seems you forget it's me that's your wife. As queen of all the gods and protector of marriages and families, I need to be seen as your wife.
Oh, please, my will supreme.
Your will brings grief to your wife. I'm cursing all your loves and enablers like that echo who is caught misleading your wife. Now scream, I'm your wife. She repeats, I'm your wife. That better mean that she agrees, I'm your wife. She's a voice left from a broken-hearted death by rejection, and that's what I feel is your wife. You're treating your wife like a narcissist. Your vanity is ugly, and so is being your wife. Era, quit your whining. You're a crackpot. Crackpot. Look how Hestia's doing what a man wants. Man wants. She stays in the hearth at home, keeping those pants hot. Pants hot. Kinda like Hephaestus, who's lame and isn't that odd. Wasn't me who tossed him off Olympus. You're a bad mom. Bad mom. But still, your boy's a crafting genius. His hammering talent's freakish. So every blacksmith seeks his hand to fashion masterpieces. And when I nab Prometheus, Hephaestus made my vengeance. Nothing's worse for a man than she is. What's inside? I have to see this. Yep, you should've kept those covered. Now you fire, klepto suffer. Escaping your pain by drowning your hope and somehow getting dumber with wine. Gifted and blessed by my son, served at festivals under his influence at his temple that comes with the theater for tragedies and comedies, these scenes of death, cause you're gonna be sent to my brother when you all died. Live the underworld shadow of what you called life. Once a river sticks his cross, try to leave a get a three-headed dog bite. He's reading as a painful fact that nature had ruled alongside his Persephone, a sad and withdrawn wife, who he forced to be his queen. I remember grave shit's drop goddess of the seasons are caused by her lost ice and frost. Finally thought while she spent time with her distraught child. The world starved and this all got resolved. I decreed Hades had to call marriage off. Why cheat is deadly pomegranate seed shall forever be caught. Cycle through the grave like Hermes when he's gone. Guiding your soul down below. He's our messenger protecting you on long rides and watching over the agores the cost rise. Cause he presides over travel and trade, selling and buying, and even theft sometimes. If your sails heavy sail in the Greek islands, then a piece Poseidon. When he gets enraged, that explains why the sea's violent. It's the same when the earth is quaking. He's making big waves with his trident, or at least he's trying. The Athenian people all sided with Athena when they bid to be the city-state's patron, cause she gave them the first olive tree and not a salty water fountain. But from the tide came the love of might of Aphrodite, who's using bribery to stop all doubt. In the she's affair, she gave Helen a pair, so he declared, what a bind she got your spouse in Paris. Apparently Helen was already married. He carried her off to Troy, so they launched 1,000 ships out of Greece to avenge her Spartan king hubby. In the 10-year
Trojan
they
War.
summoned up a group of super legendary battle heroes with Achilles leading and the killing till he took a narrow way, the hill beating him, should not have been achievable and never did a kid into the sticks of leaves. He disposed eventually the one that were back in it and a wood horse up about the Trojans doing a bit before the mission was aborted in the the enemy went overboard this year, so take another dig and breathe it every stupid forge over voyage. Support Penelope, read it in the Odyssey, unless you have no Odyssey.
These myths get gory. With the Minotaur, a half man, half bull fighting beast, he snagged on the human sacrifices Athens had to supply to Crete. The labyrinth he inhabited was finally hacked with a twine leash. Theseus had help from a princess, she's the reason he survived. Somehow he failed to keep in mind that he agreed to give his father King Aegeus a sign that he's alive and beat the flies, white sails by the side of a black sail fleet arriving, made his daddy take a lethal dive into the sea, deriving its name from his needless dying. Oh! It's tragic fate and you can't escape it. Just look at how Perseus was so bad at aiming his discus that he whacked his grandpa, making the prophecy that his grandkid would end him come to pass, though he'd packed little Percy in a casket and had him cast away with his mama. But that baby went on to be the man who famously conquered a savage snaky-haired monster with a petrifying gaze, the guy so brave and divinely favored. Oh, wait, I'm his father. But my son Heracles made me prouder. He'd overcome Ares' resentful drama. He was hunted and being driven out of his mind with his wife and kids dying under his relentless power. In his grief, he was desperately seeking help to redeem himself, so at Delphi, the priestess tells him to please the king, compels him to complete 12 labors. He was clean as many stables and defeating many fabled beasts. His pain and deeds persuaded me to make him a deity.
So kneel
And start wrestling for my glory in the Olympics. Compete peacefully every 4 years, so your city-states are normally antagonistic. You're all scandalous and insulated, worse than a wreck. The insisted that she can outweave Athena. Now she has way more itsy-bitsy spidey sense, and her craft's all sticking to the wall. So don't take his gods as a joke. You'll amount to roadkill. You'll be putting on a show of eternal rock and roll.